So we have in front of us Mr. Nalinikanth Gollagunta, CEO of Automotive Division from Mahindra and Mahindra. Hi. So if you can just talk about how is the EV penetration at the moment, how is the industry witnessing growth, especially with the festive season just behind, I mean, it's still ongoing at some level. And if you can talk about the impact GST had or has been having on the EV segment.
Yeah. So Shakar, thank you for having me here. So I think very excited to be here on the conclave here with Hormones and you guys. I think the critical piece is the industry had a fantastic first half of the year. Overall EV volume grew by about 100%, so doubled in volume just in the first half. We are roughly projected to do about 200,000 for the year as an industry. And even within that, SUVs have done almost 230% growth, which is where we play in. So it's a very encouraging sign overall. You're right, GST has played a part. It is not that the volumes of EVs have gone down, it's just that the volumes of ICE has gone up given the GST cuts, which is welcome for the industry overall. My general sense is it's a temporary trend to that extent, while the difference between the GST rates will have some immediate impact, but reality is EVs are more on a deflationary trend where the costs keep going down and ICE vehicles are on an inflationary trend. So if you look at it, eventually you're going to get to a point where the GST changes will not impact as much for me. And overall, if you look at it, we are very excited about the industry. We have a new product coming out in about 2 to 3 weeks. We have a launch coming up on 26th, and we have several other players bringing in new vehicles in the space as well. So we start to see this as a point where mainstreaming of EVs are happening. And along with that, with the battery sizes going up and the charge infrastructure which is coming up in the highways, we're quite excited that infrastructure will no longer be a big constraint for the industry. We are about 25,000 chargers at this point in time. Our estimate is in about a couple of years, we should be around 40,000 or so. And on highways, that will be largely parity with gas stations to that extent, right? If you take away the city gas stations out and highway gas stations, you're going to be at parity at that point in time. Then it will really come down to speed of charging, uptime of charging, and availability of chargers. And that's really what, as an ecosystem, the industry should be working on.
Thanks. And you being a market leader in SUVs, so you also talked about during the conference on the SUVs are likely to gain the maximum traction.
Yeah.
So if you can just talk about your feelings around it, your projections around it.
Yeah, so hard to project at this point in time, but e-SUV penetration is already higher than SUV penetration of the industry. If SUV penetration is 60%, 65% in the industry in ICE, e-SUV is even higher than that to that extent. So we see that trend will continue. Software-defined vehicles, large, good-looking vehicles are really where the market is going to that. So we're quite excited about the e-SUV portfolio.
And one last question on the, you just also touched upon the charging points. So how are we as an industry tackling, or where are we at this moment when it comes to range anxiety and also providing solutions for charging of the vehicles?
Yeah, so I think a lot of the players, including folks like ChargeZone, have done a tremendous job to put out the right level of chargers at this point in time. Highway charging, like I said, is no longer as big a concern. For somebody who's already owned an EV vehicle and who've driven on the highways, they don't think it's a consideration. So it's really the non-EV buyers who think it's a big issue to that extent. So if you get more visibility of these vehicles, of the charging stations, if you are able to, as an industry, come together and start to cluster these in one single location, have more high-speed chargers, 120, 180 kilowatt chargers, I think that will really go a long way.
Thank you, Nalin. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
your time.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.